Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Lot to talk about tonight. It's going to be an interesting show. I think we might be here for a little bit more than half an hour. My name's Phil. This is Leicester Fan TV. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? Get your views in, get your comments in. Let's talk Leicester City Football Club.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes, good evening. Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. We're live every Monday night at 7:30 with myself, Phil. We're also live on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. I know lots of you are going to want to get your comments in. As ever, good evening, Carmen. Hope you're well. Hope everything's good. As ever, I can get your comments on screen. Nick, good evening to you. How are you? And in return for comments on the screen and me trying to react to as much as you can, you need to like and share this, and you need to subscribe to Leicester Fan TV. There is going to be lots to get on it, and I'm going to. Here he is. Welcome to the show. You are more than welcome. He is a Forest fan. We've been ribbing him for the past few weeks, having a good old chuckle, but the egg is well and truly on our face tonight. Where do you want to start? So many things to say. Good evening to you in there. Jack's asking for a link. I'm going to share a link in a minute. I'm going to get as many people on as we can. Try and get 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever we can from people. Good evening to you. Where do we go from here, says Neil? Where in D? Keith saying hello from Plymouth. Hope you're well. Wilf, hope you're well. Listen, I am going to start today. I've been thinking, I almost didn't want to do a show tonight, but I thought I've got to face the music. We've got to try and discuss this. But I'm going to start with some true guts and determination, and somebody who gives a flying monkeys about Leicester City. And that's Simon, who walked from Loughborough to the match yesterday to raise money. So there he is. A lot of you will have seen him. Well done to Simon. Walked all the way from Loughborough to the match to raise money for Bernie, a Leicester City fan. You all know him, Bernie, the legend, 88 years old, in a care home. He's raised money not for Bernie, but Simon. There he is, outside the ground. We saw him on the way and we tooted for him. He's raised money for a care home. How about that? How about that for a bit of guts and determination? I also want to point out that, sadly, as far as I know, we didn't do the 33-minute applause yesterday either for Liam, another Leicester fan who showed guts and determination and went to matches home and away, paid his hard-earned money. And that's guts and that's determination. What a shame we didn't see much of that. Much of it, bloody hell, Phil. We didn't see any of it on the pitch. And what a shame we had to deal with fans before, during and after the game. Leicester fans, us. It's a bit of a shame, isn't it? It really is a bit of a shame. Right, let's get some comments in. Andy, no passion, no aggression, no desire. I'm going to ask people if they can try to not swear. I'll try and get as many up there. I hear your pain, though. Aggie, good evening. You got over yesterday yet? No, Aggie, I've not. Aggie, I'm going to be honest with you. I think, and I'm not being dramatic, I think today and yesterday is the worst I've ever felt in 45 years. Really, really bad. I'm going to share the links because I need other people to jump in here. Absolutely shocking, gutless performance brought shame on our club. All round, I'm going to add to that LCFC Grey. Off the pitch as well, and we are going to get it. James says the crowd got to Madison. You could see it. Yeah, got to everybody. Ben, good evening. Get your views in there. You was poor. Oh, I think that's the understatement of the year. I'm going to turn that round, though, mate, and say I like what I saw from Forest. If you carry on like that this season, you'll get promoted. That's what I remember seeing from Leicester just a few seasons ago, how you guys played. And your fans, well played to your fans, because they were tremendously better than Leicester fans yesterday. Mick, we're going to talk about Rodgers. He says, I can't see him surviving the week. We do need a big clear out of players. Indeed, Mick, I agree. I'm sorry if it's taking me a time because I am absolutely, like Jack says, absolutely embarrassing yesterday. The worst performance of the season. Worst performance, I'm going to say. I'm trying to think of a worst day all round. A worst performance on and off the pitch as a Leicester fan. Thought you were in the Premier League. We played absolutely terrible. Let's get some more comments in here. I'm going to add Tom in shortly. The pigeons on the pitch played better than us, says Ian. Indeed. Leicester fans didn't sing. I heard nothing. I don't know what was going on with the crowd yesterday. Before the game, it was boisterous, beyond boisterous at times. But real shame. It was stony silent. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what I've said to my lad. What's the atmosphere behind the ground? Behind there, it was absolutely poor. Ian saying, still don't know what to say. Still not over it. Me neither, Ian. Really not. Harry says, are travelling fans getting a refund or what? Maybe, Harry. Come on. What do you reckon? Big clear out in the summer. Next 3 games could be embarrassing. I do worry for them. I'm like slightly smiling because, yeah, ADT for Brendan. Listen, we'll come on to Brendan. Bernie had done better yesterday for us than that shower of shit yesterday. I don't think they know what it feels like to wear a shirt. I don't think they know what a rivalry was for us. Matty says, very, very low day in our history in so many ways. What must Top be thinking? He was there. We saw his car outside. He was there. What must Top be thinking of? He gives us a beer. He gives us a mince pie. He gives us a packet of crisps. He welcomes us in. Have a free scarf. How can us fans repay him like that? How can the players repay him like that? Absolutely. Jason says, wanted to jump on the show, but message about positive. Brendan Rodgers just said, squad is being refreshed with a big clear out of the players. So they damn should. They don't deserve to wear the badge. Do you think this will be positive, getting rid of some of these players who clearly think the name is better than the badge? Jason, listen, my take on it is, and I know there's a Brendan in, Brenda's out debate. After yesterday, Brendan Rodgers has got to hold his hand up and say he's got no plan B. Jesus wept. How can you be 4-1 down at a championship club and not have a plan B? We were 4-1 down with 35 minutes to go. How do you not think, Jesus, we have got to switch it round? But we don't have a plan B. He's bought players. There is no plan B. No, Joe, do you know what? I'm not feeling that at all. He says, try to be positive. I'm not. I'm really not feeling positive. Jono says, chin up. And then there's that to talk about, which we'll have to be very careful what we say, what wasn't posted and what was. You've all seen it. We need to talk about it. I'm going to be very delicate about we talk about this. Ben, thank you, says, it's been a while, but honestly, I felt ashamed being a City fan yesterday. Pathetic from everyone on and off the pitch. Listen, tonight's show, it's 7:30 every week. It's normally half an hour. I already know we're going to keep going for an hour, but please do me a favour, like, share, subscribe. We want to get as many views as we can on here. Got to be careful what we say about a video that's been posted everywhere today because it's alleged. We don't know where it's come from. It could be old footage. There's a smell round here, but let's just tiptoe around that. And I'll have a laugh. Do you know what? Honestly, the Forest fans yesterday, when they were singing, the passion in the crowd there and how they behaved, well played to them. I've got to be in there. Daniel says, never felt this down after a game. Becky says they need to refund fans' tickets. Absolutely shocking all the time. I'm glad I was there, Becky. I'm glad I was there to witness it because you have to take the highs and you have to take the lows. And I'm glad I was so lucky, honestly, genuinely lucky to be at the FA Cup final. And I'll take that. And I have to take the punishment that was yesterday. But I'd almost go to say, and I'm not saying it, but I'd almost go to say, Becky and everybody watching, I'd have swapped the FA Cup win for that. Tom, honestly, what do you reckon? Take?
Firstly, just remember this is pre-recorded 3 weeks ago, and you've accidentally hit the start button at 6 o'clock tonight to show it this show. Remember, because it was accidentally set off at 5 a.m. this morning, and then deleted at 9 o'clock. What more can you say on that matter? Where do you start,
Tom,
mate?
what you're
Where do we
about?
start?
This video was pre-recorded next Friday.
Has it? Yeah, sorry, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, listen.
Where do we start, mate? We stood outside the city ground, and the famous city ground, as they kept calling it. Fair play to them. And we were both very unsure what was going to happen and unfold, and we both had that bad feeling before the kickoff that something could go wrong, and it went wrong dramatically. Fair play to Forest, tactically absolutely spot on from Stephen Cooper. The first goal is a prime example of that, by the ball to the back post. James Justin, once again, a weakness that he doesn't know where his man is, gets out jumped, ball back across the goal. Everyone just stands there watching the player 4 yards out. JC side foot the ball into an empty net. You're then just hoping that you might just get that little bit of composure and calm down, lads. We started off well for 15 minutes. We had a couple of balls across their goal, and if people got on the end, it could be a different story. But soon as the goal went in, here we go again. Same as Manchester City, same as Newcastle last season at home. The floodgates open. We panic, and obviously we were right behind the goal, mate. And I heard the word Ward shout, "Away, away, away." What does Daniel Amati do? He looks one way and then reverse the ball back the other, straight to their danger man Johnson, who makes the goalkeeper, and you're 2 down inside a minute and a half, and the game's gone near enough. Then it was only a matter of time before the third went in. It was all Forest, mate, and once again, man marking from corner. Marty loses man. Worrell gets a free header. Ward gets a fingertips to it, and Tillemans can't get near the header because he's been tipped away from him. Look, you get back in the game and you just hope that little bit of luck that with Nacho before half time. But my big question as well, mate, is you have the best chance of the second half. Look over that one. When Luckerman gets put through on goal, and instead of thinking, right, I'm through now, I'm away, I'm into the 18-yard box, I'll take a touch, I'm going to hit this lower hard and hope it goes in, or if he saves it, it falls to Daka, who was in and around the area. But no, he stops. He deliberately stops on the edge of the area, takes the contact, and thinks the referee's going to point for a penalty. Within 30 seconds, they're up the other end and they scored the fourth. For me, again, game management. You're in that box. You're free. You got no one around you, Lookman. Get the shot away. Stop trying to win a penalty there. Could have been a different game at 3-2, and I think Forest would have probably been panicking then. But all credit to Forest, mate. All credit to Forest. Has to go to Forest. They were absolutely superb, and they play like that. You said it earlier. They'll get promoted. Simple as that. You've got. We could tell before the game your threat was coming down that right-hand side. I said before the game I feared for Thomas being left exposed with the formation we played. He was left way exposed with your 2 quick men bombing past him every single time. And we got what we deserved. Absolutely nothing.
Tom, bear with me. I'm going to get some comments in and then come back to you with want your reaction to some of them. Dipak says, always value Dipak's thoughts. He says, this one cuts deep. It does me as well, mate. He says, I don't believe there's one single reason. I think Dipak's spot on with this, but a combination of several things that are coming to a head. Brendan Rodgers, and we will come on to this next, Tom, feels like he's thrown some of the players under the bus a little bit, or pulled them out just a bit. Worst performance since we lost at Crystal Palace under Pure. I think, Tom, I've said it. This is I'm struggling to think this of a worse culmination of things. Players downing tools appearing or not knowing what's going on. Fans' behaviour before the game.
Not fans,
during
mate.
the game.
Not fans. Not fans. They're not fans of the football club. They are thugs. They're a minority that went to go and cause trouble. They are not fans of Leicester City Football Club. They're nothing to do with the football club for me.
They're in the away end, Tom. How did they get tickets in the away end?
Like you say, people pay for them over the odds and they get them, but they're not real fans, mate. They went there on a day out because up and down the country, if you ask any real Leicester City fan who goes home and away or away most weeks, let's say the hardcore 2,500. What's the average away attendance per 8 to 3? They don't have that problem on a normal match day. We don't cause those problems in the city centres in most of the time. So it's an absolute joke that those supporters or so-called supporters thought they could go to Nottingham and trash it and scare the living daylights out of kids. What makes it even worse when I'm hearing those reports.
Do you know what, Tom? You've got young lads. I know one's too young to come to football, but you've took your eldest there. I've got a daughter. My lads are a bit more grown up, but my daughter, I've took her to. Oh, good grief! I feel sorry for any parent who was there yesterday. I thought that side of it had gone, and the idiot who went on the pitch. Well, I'm a bit speechless, actually, Tom, at times with some of it. Tielemans out, says Jaffrey. We will have to talk about that. When a manager starts blaming the players, it normally means their time is up. Let's take that as a basis for a bit of Brendan Rodgers chat there, Tom. He is calling the players out. I was more. I'm not. Rodgers' tactics, Tom, at times yesterday, with 30 minutes to go, there's no plan B. You've got to have a plan B. And if he can't sort one out at times, it's one of his faults, his tactics and his substitutions. But are we at a stage now? Has he lost some of the dressing room? And I want everybody who's watching this to say if you think he's lost some or all of the dressing room. We did a poll earlier and most people seem to he has. Tom, do you think he's lost some or all of the dressing room?
I think he's probably lost some of the dressing room, mate. You as a manager, sadly nowadays, you can't throw any player under the bus because they all have a paddy about it. I mean, back in the day, I think Walshy would admit if that had been a performance of his team, he would have gone absolutely mental and sorted it himself. There was no leaders on the pitch. The spine of the team had gone. If you talk about the spine of the team, what normally be on there when we were doing well, your spine is Casper for some reason was on the bench. What does that state before kickoff? We said about it. Why put Casper, your leader, your captain, your leader, on the bench in a game against your, a rivals, a big game for 4,000 fans in the ground and the X amount watching at home? It just made no sense. Johnny Evans is another one of that spine. You then look at Tielemans, who's just not playing well, and then Vardy up top. There is a spine there, what you normally have. But with injuries, we have no spine. It's gone. You've got a speedboat, as someone described him as earlier, Andy Townsend, who was quite spot on, really, flying around here, there, and everywhere without a pilot. Sancho, what are you doing at the moment, mate? Because you're a complete mess and you want to leave the football club. Well, you ain't going to get a big money move anywhere at the moment playing like that. Tielemans, just for some reason, is completely gone off the boil. I don't know if he wants to move now, if he wants to move,
Well, I mean, Tom, Tielemans hasn't signed a new contract and doesn't appear to be. So either he's holding out at Leicester for a mega payday that we're never going to afford, or he is going in the summer.
Oh, he'll go in the summer.
But then why has Brendan made him captain yesterday? Is he trying to G him up and say, come on, captain this side?
I agree with that completely, mate.
He's trying to say, come on, Yuri, captain us, lead us. But then why does he take him off?
Well, that said it all, really. That said it all to me, that he took his captain off. He didn't leave him on. He didn't even say, he just dragged him. And again, we saw him probably more from Dewsbury Hall in the time he was on the pitch with a bit of fight and desire. Maybe James Justin was the only other one I could say who showed a bit of fight with some of the tackles he was flying in and winning the ball. But bar the rest, no one else showed anything yesterday.
Grace saying I'm not putting the link out. Yes, I will do. Great. Honestly, I will put the link out there. And I'm going to put it out there. And I want people to come on and have 60 seconds. Tom's going to get a bit longer because I quite like Tom and he talks about it. You can come on, mate, and you can tell us what was, from a Forest point of view, what you thought to it all. Tom, where do you want to go with any of that? And be careful what you say.
I've done it so many times when I've had a beer. Jesus Christ, some of the photos, nah. But mate, it's the worst thing about it is the press or certain press, and look, they're doing their jobs. They might have been asked by the club. We will never know why that suddenly. Oh, this wasn't last night. Yeah, it doesn't look great when it went posted at 5, and then by 9 o'clock when they're all suddenly probably waking up. This post disappears off someone's Instagram account, but the post of them before at the ground still stays on there.
I've got to put Donna's. It was nice to meet you, Donna, on Saturday night. We chatted at an event we were at. It was lovely to meet you, Donna, and we did say we were a bit nervous, but oh my goodness, not good. Tom, listen, I'm going to get some other people on because they've clicked on the link. Hang around, but I'm going to just drop you out. Okay, I'm going to do a few comments, and I'm going to add in Gray, Reedy. There's lots of people clicked on the link. Let's get a few comments on there before I'm going to get there, and I'm going to try and keep it short for everybody to come on. Barnes should never have gone off. LCFC Gray, I'm not sure. I don't know. I didn't see him do anything in the first half. There's no leaders in the side at all, and we take our captain out of the team and give the armband to someone who doesn't want to be here. Yeah, people to blame, but blame Ward, but it wasn't his fault. I was so close to the goal yesterday, behind the goal, and I almost don't think you can blame Danny Ward for conceding any of the goals, but he looked absolutely bamboozled. The defence, that close to them behind the goal at Forest, they looked shell-shocked, honestly shell-shocked. The elephant in the room is why this feels like a dressing room culture that Brendan can't handle the shocking, apathetic gratitude or gratitude. I'm not quite sure what you mean there, Julian, but it seems in their credit to Forest, they showed us passion and they wanted it to look like we didn't want to be there. I'm going to add in Ross, and literally Ross, 60 seconds.
Yeah. The best thing about that weekend was the night out for me and the chip butty I had. But that's probably the best thing of the weekend. But as I said on 5 Live last night, it was pathetic. It was an embarrassment. Embarrassing with a capital E. My opinion, I think Rodgers has to go. I've made my mind up. You have 2 weeks to prepare for an East Midlands derby because we've not played in 2 weeks. And Forest only had, 6 days, 7 days, something like that. And you put a performance like that, it's an absolute joke. And obviously, the entire yesterday was just an embarrassment. The entire day, obviously, all the other things that, that's happened. Obviously, this thing about this video that's happened at 5 a.m. Why on earth would you post a video on Instagram at 5 o'clock in the morning about an old video?
Well, Ross, listen, I'm going to be careful what I get people to say. Let's just say
idiocy. I mean, if it's 5 p.m. or something, that's different. But it's 5 a.m.
That's today's saga, Ross. Yesterday.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I could not believe what I was watching. It was gutless. It was pathetic. Why did Hamza Chowdhury start? Because end of the day, you need someone that knows the club inside out and about ruthless. I've said this a few times. Ruthless aggression, and like I said, ruthless aggression with Hamza Chowdhury. He's got more passion in his left toe than the entire team. Meaning, getting them tackles, being aggressive. That's what he should have started yesterday, Chowdhury. And I don't understand why he didn't start. And it was just embarrassing. Obviously, I'm glad I didn't get a ticket. And obviously, I've come on here a few times for you where I've said about fans leaving. I'm saying, why would you leave? But after yesterday, I wouldn't have blamed you. I don't blame you one bit because I would have considered maybe doing the same thing, which I said I would never ever do. Because I could say, it hurts more. It was Forest, but it was embarrassing. No matter, and it was. I don't know what else to say, if I'm honest, Phil. It was embarrassing, gutless, spineful. And you answered the question, has he lost the dressing room? I think he has. And if he lasts till Thursday, wow, then what's going to annoy me, we're going to end up putting a performance on against Liverpool because it's a big club. That's what's going to happen. We all know it happens. We lose or draw to a small club, and then we ended up being in Manchester United, or we beat Liverpool, we beat anybody else. It's just I just don't get. I don't get what's happening at the moment. It's like the 2 goals in 60 seconds was awful. The second goal from us, we couldn't. On the tell, obviously you were there. We were at the ground. We didn't even know it was a goal until literally Johnson's put it in the back of the net because the cameras were focusing on the first goal.
Ross, before I let you go,
yeah,
did you put a great post up the other day on somewhere? What's your take on this guy?
Absolute legend. Obviously that was I've given him a shout out on 5 Live last night. I'm going to screen record it and put it on the page so people can listen. Just the first little bit. It was basically man of the match yesterday. If you're going to ask it, Simon Marlowe is man of the match, 100% without a shadow of a doubt. Walking 16 miles from Loughborough to Nottingham I had to make sure it was. I can't remember where we were walking from. Walking for Burnley,
Yeah.
raising a lot of money.
1,300 quid he's raised. Brilliant
That
work
is
for a care
absolutely
home.
amazing. You know, absolutely outstanding. You know, yes, obviously, you know, unfortunately saw the game, which was not very great. But like I said, man of the match is Simon Marl. If he's watching, keep up the good work. For Burnley. You know,
Thanks,
I've always wanted to do this just before I go. If you give the famous R, I've got to do it. I've always wanted to do this. Ah! That's for Burnley, that one. That's for Burnley.
Burnley wouldn't have stood for that yesterday. Ross, thanks for joining us. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I've got more people coming on. Fans have clicked on the link. I'm going to get a load of comments on first. Tillemans was a wet lettuce, says LCFC Grey. We are dreadful from an international break, says Dave. A first game back yesterday, just the same. God. Some of the players, I think, have been away on holiday as well, Dave. They've just had 2 weeks off, haven't they? Sachin, if you don't know what's going on with that, you need to go and have a look on socials. Yesterday was a hard day for Football Club. I honestly don't know where we go from here, says Joseph. Are you guys worried for the rest of the season? Joseph, I am a little bit. I've looked at the league table because you've got to remember a certain bunch of Leicester City players won the Premier League and then the next year looked like they stopped turning up and playing for Claudio Ranieri and he got sacked. Simon, hope you're well, says, in a derby, you need players with passion and work rate. At Leicester, that is Albrighton. Yeah, I said the same. I said absolutely the same. Why was Albrighton not featuring? He would have given 100%. It's very, very strange. But that's surely down to Brendan. Yuri's miles off being top class 2 in and out, says Matty in there. Paul says, embarrassing, spineless. Can't believe we lost to them in that way. You'd have took the defeat, wouldn't you, Paul? You'd have took it like a bitter if we'd have been a match, but oh my goodness. The councillor says, you think we've gone down to League One again? Yep, it was pitiful, defence and embarrassing, but come Thursday, we could do double over Liverpool. I'm struggling to see it. I mean, in a way, it would be typical Leicester to go there and do that. But in a way, councillor, if Leicester go to Liverpool and pull out a result, does that not make yesterday even worse? Let's add in. I'm going to add in somebody who's clicked on the link. Madhad. Okay, mate. Hopefully you're ready to come in. Mate, hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good. What was your take on yesterday's game?
It feels like I'm watching the same game over and over again, if I'm being honest. It's like from the beginning of the season, we've just played the same game again and again and again. And it's the same crap that we've watched. Like, it's like, even from a tactical perspective, he's very, very suspect, Brendan. Like, I feel like his favorite formation is a 4-3-3, but we can't play with wingers because he has to look back at the end of last season. Our best player was Kelechi, and we played very well in, I think it was 5 at the back. And then we played 2-1-2 or something like that. And it worked. And then even this season, when he's played a 4-1-2-1-2, where you've got, because I think we're really, really stacked in central midfield, if we're being honest. Like, we've got Tielemans and Didi, Keenan now has come through. You've got Maddison. And then with either Daka or Vardy with Kelechi. But I don't think he's seen that Kelechi is probably our best attacker if you're looking at all over play. And yet he's not played him. And we've seen at the beginning of the season, our biggest problem was we couldn't score goals. And then we started to score goals. But our problem is we're still shipping them in at the back. So it's like trying to heat a room and you've closed all the doors and the windows, but you've left the back door open. Like, you are never going to heat that room. And the problem is he's a manager that his whole job is to sit there and look at the analytics. How are you not seeing that your best formation is 4-1-2-1-2? We're stacked in midfield. And then the worst part of it is when there's certain members of the fan base that are still they still are buying this, the national media hype, because I don't think they really watch Leicester. And what they don't get is we can't defend to save our lives. I mean, Brendan Rodgers is a rubbish defensive manager. He has no ability to manage a defense because we've had our best defense apart from Fofana, and we still can't defend. We've had Ricardo Pereira played about, I think he started 5 games at the start of the season in the Prem. And then we had Evans, Soyuncu, and Thomas, we still couldn't defend. So there's no hope with Fofana's coming back, but one man isn't going to sort out an entire defense. We can only defend as a unit. We can't defend as a group of individuals. Even against Klopp and Liverpool, we worked as a unit, but we did ride our luck a lot. Like, we were letting in. I've read somewhere that we've shipped in something like 16 shots per game. How are you defending with 16 shots a game? I'm surprised we're only conceding the amount we're conceding. I've heard somewhere that in all competitions, we've conceded 58 goals. It's apparently 10 more than all the Premier League teams or something like that. And you've got some crap defenses in there. You've got Watford, you've got Norwich. They couldn't save. I mean, it's a team that couldn't even. I think they lost their first 10 games. So our main problem is that there's no hope with this manager. Like, he is not going to get better with the defense. The idea of a clear out is a joke, because really and truly, have you ever watched a Super Nanny?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
The funniest thing is, right, I'm quite young. I'm only 21, but I remember watching this 10 years ago, and she used to say that a kid starts a tantrum because they feel that they're out of control. I feel like he knows he's out of control. He can't get the players back. It's like a game of, I don't know if you've ever played a video game, but it's like if you can't win, you start to just shout at the screen. I think that's what he's doing with all these press conferences. He knows he can't do it. And the worst part is, it's so obvious because he's such a calm guy. Because he's had the media training from Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
I've heard stories he used to sit in, and he's very, very smooth with it. But the worst part is, he's cracking, and you can see it. The cameras are showing it. I mean, who comes out and says, I'm going to have a clear out? I mean,
well, it doesn't inspire you, does it? If I went into where I work and said to my team, guys, I'm going to have a clear out in here within a few months.
Imagine him then having to go back in there.
Off. Yeah.
Exactly. Imagine him having to go back in there to play against, we play, I think, against Liverpool and West Ham. Everyone's going to be saying, you are? Shut up. Like, everyone will be shocked. Because that team, I think, in the summer, the only thing that changes is Tielemans leaves. I don't think anyone else gets a better contract than Leicester. And Soyuncu can go. But realistically, we only need maybe 2 centre-backs. I think we have to get rid of this whole idea that we need a right winger. I think we can play just pure centrally, because we do play quite well. Our wing backs are not attacking at the moment, but the only reason is because I think mentally, if you're an attacker and you really want to attack, you're afraid of then, if you lose the ball, Amati and Soyuncu and all these people are not going to save you. So you're seeing Luke Thomas is being hampered a bit because he can't get forward because he's worrying. And I think it's the same with all the other fullbacks. So I think, yeah.
Mahad, you've spoke absolutely brilliant. So I don't know if you've seen so many comments coming in. Sachin says, and I'm gonna let you go now, Mahad. But he says, Phil, sign him up. Do you want to join Leicester Fan TV, mate?
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, I've got a lot of time.
Good. Send us a message, mate, and you can join, because you speak a lot of sense and very clearly.
Where can I send you a message?
Just go on where are you watching, on YouTube?
Yeah.
I'll go to the website, leicesterfantv.com, and send us an email. Do that. Promise me you'll do it.
Yeah, I can do that.
Cheers, mate. We've signed you up live on air. Thanks, mate.
Thanks.
Good lad. What a load of sense. The councillor, I salute you, but I cannot salute that. He was awful, sir, yesterday. Oh, my God. Kaglar Soyuncu this season has not been great. Yesterday was like watching, as I've said before, I played lots of pub league Sunday football. God dear, that was bad yesterday. Absolutely bad. I can't believe you couldn't see that yesterday. We made one signing. Leicester made no January transfer signings. Leicester Fan TV have just pulled one. What a good lad. Great signing, says Richard. Hopefully, Mahad is going to join us in there. Honestly, Kags is horrendous. He was so poor yesterday. I am so sorry. He's gone off Turkish tonight, says Jaffrey in there. Kags out, Chowdhury at centre-back. Kags is erratic, dives in too much. There was once in the first half yesterday, it was chaos. I cannot commit. I don't know what it looked like on telly, but at the match, it was absolutely. You can see the fear in their eyes between the defence, and Sonku goes diving in just outside the area and gives away a free kick when we're like all under the cosh, and you just go, what are you doing, mate? You didn't need to do it. Let's get, I've so many clicked on the link. I am going to get you in here. So I'm going to add Jono in briefly, but I know you were waiting. We are going to extend the show. What time is it? Yeah, we've already overrun, but we're going to keep going because everybody wants to get their words in. Go on, Jono. And then I've got Reedy, Jack, Gray, Naheem TV. I'm going to get you on. And if anybody else wants to click on the link, I'll put it out there. Go on, Jono. Give us your take on it. You did yesterday's watch along for us. And I've got to be honest, Jono, you said beforehand, I think we're going to get gubbed.
I said last week, Phil, we're going to lose 3-2, and everyone's going, every lesson was going, what are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into the players from yesterday and stuff like that because we all know how bad we were. But there's one word that summarizes the season. That's ambition. Well, the lack of it. Like, where's the ambition this season? Last season, even though we played rubbish from February to the end of the season, won the FA Cup, and we, got into Europe, which is great. But Brendan Rodgers coming out saying we need to sell players. We're saying this is the max we can get to. No, we're not making any signings. Where's the ambition? The ambition is in the training ground and the grading the pitch, or grading the stadium. We can't even defend. There's no ambition. We can't even do the basics. Why are we what we're doing? We're not playing well. And I know, like, we can't expect us to go to every cup competition and go and try everything. We can't do that. We're not a big enough team. But there's no fight. The players look like they've just got out of bed. There's no desire. That's just really. Well, in the fact we lose, because Manchester United lost to Middlesbrough, but it's the way we lost. That's what upsets me the most.
Some of this though, Jono, I've been bleating on it, and people will be like, "Oh, Phil, say the same bloody thing again," because I bloody am. I'm going to say midfield general or captain. We need a captain, and don't tell me it's Casper, because it's not.
No, it's not.
He can't be a captain at the back. He just can't. He shouts and moans and criticises other players at times and gives it a shout. But you need somebody at 3-1 down yesterday, at 4-1 down, to say that is enough in the middle of the pitch and go, you lost it. You've got to stop doing that. You've got to do that. There's so much Brendan can do from the sideline, but there's somebody where needs to take responsible on the pitch.
Jaffrey said it. Kieran Hall, for me, he's the next Leicester captain. He's Leicester born and bred. He's passionate. He puts every effort in. Like, I can see him being the next. Not yet, but who else could be captain?
But plan B and a leader is blindingly obvious, isn't it?
We have no plan B. If it's happening against Spurs, Brighton, and at Forest, if we concede a goal, we lose our heads. Against Forest, what was Amartey doing? Passing across the box. We're number one in defending. You never do that. And as soon as we conceded that, we lost our heads. At Spurs, when there was a penalty decision, we lost our heads. We conceded 2 instantly. We just can't keep our composure.
At 85 minutes yesterday, Jono, and I have left a Leicester match early, occasionally, like once or twice in my life. If I've had to go to a family party or something, there's been something where, to be fair, I shouldn't really have been at the football, and my missus is like, "Get back early, beat the traffic." You know what I mean? But yesterday, at about 65 minutes, I started saying to my lad, I think we're going to go soon because there's nothing on the pitch. There's absolutely nothing on the pitch. At 75 minutes, I'm like, I can't go now. I just couldn't do it. At 85 minutes, we had a little passage of play where we were passing it around the back and passing it around the back. And I'm like, we're 4-1 down at Championship Club in the FA Cup in a one-off match, and we're still passing it around the back. I've got to go. It's time to go. It was pointless.
Me and Elijah were doing the watch on the first half. We're commentating the whole first half because, it was the scores and two back. The second half, we didn't commentate on the game at all. Like, there was nothing. We did nothing. Like, we just did comments and stuff like that. But I don't remember anything from the second half. What did we do? Apart from a pigeon flying onto the pitch, what did we? Apart from that stupid Leicester fan who ran to the pitch and saw the Forest player, what did we do? Nothing. I can't remember one thing.
I mean, Joanna's just asked a question here, which is great. I will ask that. She says, "Who are you calling for the captaincy?" And my honest answer, Joanna, is nobody. I don't think we've got a captain in the squad. I genuinely don't think. We've got players who can lead by example.
Evans, when he's fit, Evans.
But he's not going to be that fit. He's 34 and he keeps picking injuries up, Jono. Listen, I'm going to let you go.
That's fine.
Thanks for joining. Got loads of people clicking in. Jono, let's get Gray on. Jack, Reedy, bear with. We've got time. Gray, it's very dark where you are. Very somber. How are you feeling, mate?
It was terrible, wasn't it? I'm glad I didn't follow Madhad on, because that lad talks so much sense, and I think he spoke. He was just spot on the money with everything he said for a young kid. Good footballing head and talked a lot of sense. So it was just embarrassing. You just said it there, Phil, as well. 85 minutes and we're playing tippy tappy round the back. It was disgraceful. Not a leader, not someone in that team yesterday that would have got hold of anyone and said, "Get a grip, come on, this is away at Forest." Hats off to Forest. They came at us. And, I knew it was going to be a hard game. I actually said to my wife a week ago, I'd be surprised if we win. But how we lost, it was utter disgraceful.
Gray, you're a similar sort of age fan to me. I'm not just saying this because we're doing this. I'm struggling to remember feeling this low after a match in my life.
I'm a lot
Leicester.
younger than you, Phil.
Yes, mate, I know. I like it. Go on then. What have you? I mean, I'm not being dramatic. I genuinely, I lost a bit of love there over everything, and I'm talking about the fans as well.
Well, they're not fans, and the lad who went on the pitch is a shambles to the club. Is a shambles to his family, himself, and the footballing world. He nothing to do with the club. And now, when his kid says to him, Daddy, we're going to the football. Sorry, son, I can't go to the football. Why is that? Because I was a pillock when Leicester got obliterated away at Forest. silly man. And, hats off to Forest. Hope they get stuffed in the next round. That's all I can say.
Well, they've got Huddersfield. I think they'll beat Huddersfield. I actually fancy Forest to get promoted now. As in, I think the way their crowd was. I'm a massive anti-Forest. I hate them. Hate them all. But in the nicest way possible, their fans were well up for it. They're buzzing there.
Oh, well,
and
definitely.
I think they'll get promoted.
Well, I was speaking to a Derby fan today who hates Forest, and he was saying that if they don't get promoted, all the loan signings that they'll have will be gone in the summer. It's a big thing for them. They've got momentum. Everyone was saying, look how Cardiff turned them over. Well, okay, Cardiff turned them over. Well, that just put fuel to the fire. I think. Yeah, it was like pouring petrol on the fire, because obviously they've come at us. And someone said it to me today. Imagine if Grabham was playing yesterday.
Yeah.
It could have been double figures. There was just no leadership, and I was surprised at the team. I would have had Amza at the back.
Yeah.
I would have definitely played Hamza and started KDH. But what do I know about football?
The same as me. Great, not much. Listen, brilliant to come on. Thanks, great.
Yeah,
we'll let you go.
Me.
Cheers, pal.
Cheers.
Onwards and upwards, mate.
Yeah,
Cheers,
definitely.
mate. let Gray go. Let's get a few comments in there. I'm 57. Seen that coming. Disgrace. Elijah, who was part of the watch along yesterday, says we're meant to be everyone's second club. The great Foxes from a kind city in the Midlands, but I worry the performance and the fan behaviour will have damaged that. Oh, from a PR point of view, Elijah, you like me work in that department. It is not great. Stefan says need a midfielder for captain, someone who can read the game, see where we were going wrong, and see who's causing us problems. In touch with the forwards and defence, but he's not at the club at the moment. Spot on, mate. That's exactly the sort of player we need. Somebody said Cambiasso earlier in the comments. I put it up in there, and I agree with that. Let's get in. We've got, how are we doing for time? We've got time to get a few on. I'm going to add in Jack Reedy, bear with. Tom, bear with. I'm going to get you back in. Naeem, I'm going to quickly get you on, mate.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, how are you, mate?
I'm okay. Yesterday was an embarrassment, wasn't it?
Go on,
the lack
tell
of
me.
bloody hell. Cags, I think he should go. Thank God he wants to leave. It's about time he goes. And yeah, Tillemans, why would you use him as a captain if the guy wants to leave? If he wants to leave, let him go. Liverpool, Chelsea, whatever. How much money we get, we use that, and then we get a good player. Like how he's done before. Our scouting is really perfect. And yeah, man, it was just embarrassing against Forest. The Foxes got lost in the Forest.
Naeem, what we need is a fan talking in the change room, says Joanna in there. But Aggie says this as well, Naeem. React to this. The team looked okay on paper before the kickoff. The team did look okay on paper.
The first 10 minutes, I'll go like, yeah, we're going to murder them. But then, I don't know what happened. We lost control in the midfield. And then, first 2 goals were in 1 minute. I mean, I never even got to watch the second goal that came because the stupid BBC kept showing the first goal.
Yeah, it was not great at all. And like you said, Naeem, it's just embarrassing, isn't it, really, today?
Yeah.
That's the biggest word that I will hope in there. Leanne says we will win again, hopefully. I'm sure we will, Leanne. But like Adam says, at the moment, we feel a bit of a joke club at the moment after that.
We are a joke. I bet we'll turn up on Liverpool and win against them.
But wouldn't that make yesterday even worse? If we go to Liverpool and win?
We either lose or give points away to a lower team and then end up winning against big tier clubs. That's what I've seen for the last 3 seasons with Brendan Rodgers.
Naeem, thanks so much for clicking on this. Sorry we had to wait, but it's great to get your views in. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
That's great to get him. I've got a few more coming in. Let's get some comments in there. Ross says putting Tillemans as captain is like going to McDonald's for a salad. It doesn't make much sense. Michael says, where's your red shirt, Phil? You might have noticed, I've not put Leicester shirt on today. I do not feel like wearing the mighty, mighty blue of Leicester. Just don't fancy it, mate. Ben has clicked on the link. Ben is coming in now.
Hi, Phil. How's it going? You all right?
Good. Good to see you, Ben, mate.
And you?
How are you feeling today?
A bit like what everyone else is, really. Just deflated, disappointed. As I said in my comment earlier, I felt ashamed being a Leicester fan yesterday from that performance on and off the pitch. You know, it was disgrace throughout the whole 90 minutes as the performance, and then obviously off the pitch, what happened, you know, before kickoff in Nottingham with some of the fans trying to trash the cafe and all that. I mean, what's the logic? They're not fans, as Tom said earlier. They're not fans. They're just folks trying to come out and cause problems. And then obviously that idiot that came on the pitch attacking the players. It just puts a bad name to Leicester City, and you know, we're renowned to being a family club, and to be honest, our reputation is probably tarnished a little from that.
What's your take on Brendan, the dressing room? I mean, it just feels like there's discord now, doesn't there, Ben?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarity to the Ranieri second season in 16-17, where it was clear to see from day one that he lost the changing room. Players weren't playing for him. And to be honest with Rodgers now, his third season syndrome with him has kicked in. It's what happens with him at every club he's been at. It's happened at Liverpool and it happened at Celtic. Really, things were starting to go a bit sour there. My main worry now for us is this talk of a rebuild in the summer in terms of who he brings in. Because to be honest, I can't see us sacking Rodgers because it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to cost like 20 odd million. Apparently, I can't see us doing that. My worry is this rebuild, because when he rebuilt at Liverpool, when they sold Suarez, the players he brought in were pretty bang average, and then within a few months of that rebuild, he got the sack at Liverpool. So I don't know where we go from here.
Lenny says, way too depressing. Lenny, I don't know if you're talking about us or what we're talking about or Leicester City. So put in the comments what you think to that.
Yeah, but I get that, but you know, Leicester, we're not the Leicester of what we used to be. We're not like as it was in the 70s, 80s. I know like older fans get on to that, like we should appreciate where we are, and I do appreciate that. But you know, this isn't Top's vision. This isn't the owner's vision anymore. We're completely new Leicester City. We have ambitions. My thing is why did we build this £100 million training ground to have not the best in class? And I mean coaches, not a manager. I mean coaches alongside Brendan Rodgers. So I'm talking, so we've got Kolo Touré and this Chris Davis bloke. What are they like actually offering to us? Because I'll tell you what, every week it's the same. We're conceding the sloppy goals. We're the easiest team to play against. And we're so predictable. I see it every week now. It's just, you spend this money on this training ground, you go out and get the best in class coaches. Simple as that. Otherwise, we're just going to, as I've said, I feel we're just standing still as a football club and teams are just going to overtake us. Simple as that.
Ben, brilliant to have you on. Thanks for all your views and your comments. Thanks for waiting so long to get on. It's been brilliant to have you.
I'll see you soon, mate. All right.
Yeah, see you at the next game. Cheers, Ben.
Cheers, Ben.
Right, we've got Jack, Reedy. I'm going to put them on together, and Tom. Here we go. We've got 4 of us on there. I'll try and get Jono back in as well. Jack, come on then. What's your take on it?
What, that crap yesterday on the pitch? Are you having a laugh? Where's the battling, Phil? Where's the fight, the passion, the desire to go and win a game? You're playing against the championship side, Phil. Go and take the game to them. We looked at the team sheet yesterday, yeah, and I thought, you know what, we can do a job here. We can go and beat them. Not by big amounts, what deluded people were thinking, but we could actually go and play a decent game. But like I said to Dor the day before, if we do not turn up and allow Forest to play and we defend and sit back and allow them to come, we will get beat. And it did exactly that. And they battered us. They deserved it. There's no desire, Phil. Rodgers come out yesterday after the game, a rebuild. I mean, a rebuild, really. What confidence is that in any player's mind to know who's going to be leaving in the summer? I mean, there's Telemans and Cags we speak of who wants to leave. If they don't want to play for the football club, Phil, you're not bigger than the badge, for God's sake. Get rid. Don't play them again. Simple as that. Get players in who actually want to play for this football club, who have got the balls to put on the shirt and perform. Because yesterday was an absolute disgrace and an embarrassment to the football club. And the fans, disgraceful. Before the game, the plonker running onto the pitch. It's a disgrace, Tom, it is. There are no fans of this football club, Phil. Fans. Exactly. Sums it up. Really bad day at the office yesterday, Phil. And it just got even worse by even the result. I mean, then you got Dor calling you out and stuff like that. Like, come on. It embarrasses us, isn't it? It's just ridiculous.
Can feel your pain there, Jack. Honestly, mate, I think you've said it very well there. And Michael says, well played. Well said, Jack. Yes, Jack, keep going, says Ross. Get Jack in front of those players. That, Reedy, in a way, you feel like sometimes they need a fan in the dressing room, because I don't know if they're cocooned now at Seagrave, cocooned driving there in a Lamborghini, cocooned when they get there with a little prepped up meal and a massage, and cocooned before and after a match.
Do you know what? I'm backing Rodgers. People are going to hate me. I did say Rodgers out after Chelsea. I'm backing him. You don't come out in a press conference after the game and say, there's no passion in the team anymore. You're not going to say that unless you've got balls to say it. For me, it means they're either going to get kicked up their arse and play for Thursday and show them they can do something, or they won't play. For me, Dewsbury Hall got dropped because he's saving him for Thursday because he would rather have him in against Liverpool. And then you've got Daka as well. For me, they both start. Tillemans gets dropped on Thursday. But with the words that Rodgers have said, I can't see Eurotin as being in there. Why would he say that players aren't performing for him? And then everyone's blaming players. Everyone's blaming Rodgers for tactics and whatnot. He can't force the players to be aggressive. It's their choice if they want to do it. And yes, he's probably lost a lot of players in the dressing room, but that's not his fault. That's the players not wanting to play for him anymore because they don't want to be here.
Tom?
I might be on to you, mate. I'm a realist to say one thing, that Rodgers ain't going anywhere anytime soon, on the basis that the club can't afford to pay the 24 million that we owe him, because we can't pay 24 million to sign a player. We ain't got 24 million to get rid of Brendan. I'm interested to see what Brendan will do in the summer, in some ways, to see where he turns this round. Seeing, in my view, that we talk about we needed a centre half in January. I think it was quite obvious in the summer we needed two centre halves, on the base that Johnny Evans is 34, that he had a nasty injury before the FA Cup final that he's never really recovered from. He came back 5-6 games into the season, never recovered from it, and was out again for a long period of time. He came back again and now got another injury. The Riders should have been ruled in the summer that we needed two centre-halves brought into the football club, not a panic buy after Fofana injury. But I'm on the other side. Yesterday I was very, Rodgers got to go, done dusty. I think that was my head over my heart, and I was going mental at the time. Now, on the other hand, you sit back and look at it, and you can clearly say, if Rodgers was going to go, he would have gone by now. The football club wouldn't have mucked around, and I think you have to look at it now that the club are going to back Rodgers, and I think, let's be honest, I think Top trusts Rodgers, because if this had been Claudio, Shakespeare, Claude Puel, he sacked them. He didn't muck around, mate. He sacked them. What tells me that Top trusts Brendan and what he's doing at the football club enough that he will give him another transfer window to clear the squad out. What's a bit surprising when you're trying to build something that you're now saying 3 years into a project that you've got to clear the squad out and restart in some ways.
Strange.
But in some ways, it'd be interesting to see what he does want to do in the summer. And Jack hit the nail on the head. No one is bigger than the club.
Jack, listen, just a quick answer, and then I'm going to ask you a more detailed question. Jack, what's your take on Rodgers? Are you sort of in or out? Just one word, or you're not sure? So if you're not sure, Jack, here's the question, okay?
Go on.
We're talking about, are you Rodgers in? Are you Rodgers out? Is it the players? Is it all of them? Is it time? Is it time for a reboot? Is it time, not maybe today, but is it time this summer maybe to say, yeah, sell, new manager?
You want players at the football club who actually want to play for the manager. Tillemans, his mind's elsewhere. Sionchu, he thinks he's going to sunny Barcelona. I mean, that's a laughing stock, that, Jack, if he believes he's going there. Maybe on a holiday, yeah, but he'll be back to the Midlands before you know it. He's going nowhere
Jack,
else.
Fofana's said he's got ambitions to play somewhere. Kasper said he wants to play Champions League. Jamie Vardy's getting close to the end. Johnny Evans is getting close to the end.
I think it's something we need. We need a rebuild to really consider where we actually want to be as a football club and how ambitious Brendan wants to be. I mean, with Brendan, he should have known this long ago that we needed a big shake-up in that squad, because there's certain players, Phil, I said this after the Tottenham game, they're not up to the job. And the thing is, Phil, that team, without Jamie Vardy and Johnny Evans, should be able to adapt every game. We've dropped points against the Burnleys in the Leeds, the teams like that, Phil. It makes us look a laughing stock. And that game yesterday against Forest, yes, they're doing good in the Championship, but we played right into their hands yesterday, and they was loud. The King Powers are mortuary compared to what I heard yesterday. The Leicester fans were nothing to even a sound compared to what they was. I mean, they were up for it. The fight, the passion, they took Leicester to the war. and they left it all on the pitch. What did Leicester do, Phil? They let Forest come at them, and Forest could have had more. I mean, it's distraught. I mean, Brendan, I can feel what he was watching yesterday, but it's his tactics, Phil. He's got to get tactics spot on. And like Tom said, the Lookman one.
But that's what I say, Jack. Is Brendan? Have we seen has Brendan took us as far as he can? Because we've seen it now. We've been talking about no plan B, what tactics, strange substitutions. Reedy, go on. I'll go over to Reedy. Go on then, Reedy.
The thing is that, yes, the tactics might be wrong at times, but if the players don't want to play either way, they're not. They don't really like. They just run out of position to do this, do that. You saw players. For me, you've got Kieran Dewsbury-Hall. You've got James Justin. Yes, obviously controversy with what's happened today. Chowdhury, Luke Thomas. All them players want to play, and they're playing. They've been doing well the last few games. Other than maybe the odd issue, yes, but the likes of Yuri Tillemans, you've got Sunchu, obviously. All these players just don't want to be here, so why would tactics matter into this team? But it's like Daka as well. For me, he's probably been our best replacement for Vardy. Yes, people don't say he's trying hard enough. For me, when he came on, he did all he could. Ran for the ball, ran for the players. He tried to do what Vardy would do. Yes, he's not as passionate because he's not a Leicester legend, but he's a completely same style, and he's got goals in nearly all the games he's played. So,
yeah,
tactics-wise, it's...
Listen, one thing though. Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool was his third season, yeah. He brought in Ricky Lambert, Adam Lallana from Southampton, them sort of players, yeah. Liverpool got rid, third season syndrome. I definitely think, yeah, Leicester fans are big enough to be this club are going to win the Champions League and stuff like that. They're looking too way ahead. They need to look at the here and now. I mean, it's where we are now, Phil. We need to go and get that 40-point mark, get into Europe, win the Europe Cup, whatever it is. I mean...
Oh, Jack, I'm sorry, mate. I think this season's now about surviving in the Premier League, which I'm I'm not looking. I don't think for a minute we're going to get in a relegation battle. I hope we're not. But for me, this season's done now.
Can I just say, Phil, I hope it doesn't go this way. I really do. This has all the hallmarks of, we're going back to Filbert Street days here, Phil, of a famous cup tie where we lost and then didn't win a single game till the end of the season. We only draw a couple, and that was Wycombe Wanderers. I know you. Things went off the pan. Now, I really hope we don't go the same way, because we went into that tie thinking we'll win this, we'll just turn up and we'll win it, and we're into the semi-finals. It seemed to me yesterday there was too much of we'll just turn up, play our game and win this, because we'll score enough goals. And at the moment, that is our game. We have to outscore the opposition to win football matches.
Listen, lads, we've done an hour show tonight because there's just so much to talk about. And I've got to be honest, we could have done another hour. But Jack, you are live on Wednesday night. Yep.
Yeah, with Liverpool. I mean, that's going to be an interesting chat, isn't it? Considering they could batter us on Thursday. I'm not looking forward to the next two games, Phil, to be honest. It could be a cricket score how Leicester played yesterday. If they turn up like that, we're getting spanked. I'm sorry, but it's going to happen.
I know Jack and Reedy are at Liverpool, obviously, for the match for Leicester Fan TV. Tom, I believe you're doing the watch-along on Thursday. Is that correct, mate?
I'm going to have my blue tinted sunglasses on, Philip. I could borrow them off you, mate, for that game. If you've got them laying around or you want to send them in the post, I might need them for that game.
I think you need stronger than blue tinted sunglasses. Reedy?
Yes.
Yeah, you need them. Friday night, you are live as well, 7:30, correct?
Yes, yeah. Previewing the West Ham game, of course.
And looking back to the Liverpool game the night before. Jamie is live on Sunday morning at 10:30, and then we've got West Ham.
Whoa, Phil, behave yourself.
What?
Jamie is live with the famous Aftermath show at 10 o'clock. You've got to say famous in there, Phil. It is the famous Aftermath show.
And of course, it's pre-recorded and posted several weeks later. Like everything we do on Leicester Fan TV, none of it is live, none of it is real. Don't believe what you see. Jack?
One positive yesterday, the Leicester City women won at Birmingham and are now 5 points playing the WSL.
Well played to the Leicester City women. We should have all gone them and cheered them on. They'd have loved to have had 4,000 tickets in there.
You can go on, Phil. There's a spare ticket for you to go.
I don't want to go, Tom. I'm being serious. I don't want to go. But good luck to all the fans who go. I can't go because of work anyway, to be fair. But yeah, I honestly, I've never felt this bad. So anyway, thanks for joining us, lads. As ever, a pleasure. We'll see you guys all soon. Yeah, thank you for everybody who's been watching. I'll let all the lads go. Let's get the last couple of comments in there. Hang on, where we go. Yeah, the lads are going. Thanks, Tom. Thanks to Jack. Let them go. Last couple of shit support, says Lee. No, I don't think so, mate. I'm 45 years and I just don't fancy Thursday, and I've got work in there. Good low show, says Toby. Thank you for that. Karen says, always and forever Leicester till I die. Great show. I know we've been depressing tonight. Trust me, I do know it, but sometimes that's how much it hurts to be a Leicester fan and lose away at Forest like that. It really does. Thanks for all your comments, all your time tonight. We do appreciate it. I think from tomorrow onwards, it's time to look forwards and onwards and just try to forget whatever happened yesterday. Thanks for all your support and see you at the next match.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pukka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hollogram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newby Co estate agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.